It's another episode of You Got 10 Minutes with Nikki and Freddie.
Hey,
How is it going?
Nikki, you are such a badass. You know, I saw you drove in one day in your blue in such a beautiful car, and you get out and you walk with just this energy and confidence. You're like, I'm coming in and I'm gonna work and I'm doing something and I'm taking care of business. I'm like, I like that. I like that. Look at that confidence.
You know what I was doing? I think I was just running up to get my food, to get like my turkey that was in the refrigerator. But
Well, it's funny. You and I walk the same speed.
I walk with a mission. I'm like, I
Right.
don't want to waste time. Gotta
Exactly.
get in,
I
get
feel
out,
you
and
the
go.
same way.
It's honestly, it's so funny to me when I see people in the store, they're just lollygagging, and I'm like, they don't walk with any urgency. Don't they want to get out of here? There's so many other places I want to be than right here, right now.
Right, exactly. It's like that one Rocky song, Going the Distance, always playing in my head. Like, it's yeah.
Well, it was funny though, because I was either inside or I was already back in my car and you texted me. You're like, Nikki, are you here? Was that you? And I was like, Freddie, where is he going to pop out of like a bush or something? Where are you?
Yeah. No, because I was just leaving and I wasn't sure if it was you, but I'm like, well, who else has a color car like that? So I'm like, it has to be. Yeah,
That's true. It has to be me if you see a car like that. So we're going to have you kick it off. You got your 10 minutes, Freddie.
Okay. Well, all right. What was I going to say? I totally just blanked.
You were going to, is it giving it away? You're going to talk about falling for someone?
Oh, okay. So, all right. Nikki, I'm about to get personal right now, okay, if you don't mind.
That's what we like. We like it when you get personal, Freddie.
And in my wild bachelor days, I decided to finally settle down and meet a nice woman, and we ended up actually getting into a committed relationship.
Oh, nice, Freddie. So just to give me and our listeners a little bit of background, so you were a little bit of a player before this.
Well, everybody paints this picture like, it wasn't that. It was just in my own way. I was just single for a long time. That's what it was. And so I found me and her. We met at a wedding.
Oh,
and
how did this happen? Wait, you got to give us the details here. Did you approach her? Or?
Yeah, actually, no. See, it was a mutual. So a buddy of mine, his cousin was getting married, and I went with him as his guest, and we happened to sit at the same table with. And so anyway, that's how we started talking.
See, this is destiny. Just what we're talking about last episode, when things are just aligned, right, and they work out.
Right. You say it's destiny, but is it? Because.
Oh, okay. Let's hear the story.
Because we start falling for each other, and then we commit to a relationship, and everything is going well, Nikki. It's like I haven't been in a relationship in years at that point, and she's very different. Our career is very different from the normal career. She's a nurse at at a famous hospital in LA, and we just had a good balance for each other. And then a month later, my boss, where I used to work at, calls me in his office and says, "Hey, Freddie, I got good news for you." And I said, "Oh, tell me, what's the good news?"
Yes, what's the good news?
And he says, "Well, listen, I know you hit a ceiling here because no one's leaving and everyone still has their job and da-da-da-da. I got you not only a promotion, but this is a huge market and you're going to love it." I'm like, "Oh, all right. You're going to Dallas." I'm like, "Dallas?" I'm like, "I am?"
And right now, you're working in LA at the big...
I've been working in LA for, like a decade or so, a long time. And he says...
people who don't know, New York and LA, those are like the markets everyone wants to be in, number one and number two. So Dallas, It's still a cool market, but it's not LA.
It's Texas, so it's so completely different from California, in so many different ways. It's market number 5 or 6 or something like that. It's still a big market.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to Dallas. Well, this is what we do. This is the profession that we pick. We got to sometimes sacrifice. And so I said, all right, well, I got to go. I got to go where the money's at. I got to go where the job is at. Let's go. And I decided, how am I going to tell? We'll call her Kay. How am I going to How am I going to tell Kay? Poor sweet Kay.
Aww.
She has no idea what's about to hit her. So I decided to take her to one of our favorite spots that's, lighthearted is In-N-Out Burger. I said,
In-N-Out.
who gets upset at In-N-Out Burger?
Best way to dump someone at In-N-Out
Have you
Burger.
ever seen a depressed person at In-N-Out Burger? I said, I don't think so, at least for me. So I take her there before we're going to a concert. I think we're going to go see Cage the Elephant or something like that.
And it's such a good night already. And how long have you two been together at this point?
I would say about 3-4 months. So it's still kind of.
Oh, okay. It's still okay.
Yeah. But it's already blossomed into something good.
Yeah.
I've already met her parents and
Ooh.
et cetera, et cetera. So we're on our way to the Forum, and we stop at In-N-Out Burger, or maybe this was afterwards. Yeah, after the show. And I say, I got something important to tell you. And she goes, well, tell me. You can tell me anything. Just tell me. Just be straight up. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm going to Dallas.
Ooh.
And she goes, for how long? And I go, I don't know, but I have to go to Dallas for work. And she looks at me and stares at me in the eyes with seriousness, like, I can't believe you're telling me this. And her eyes start to water. And I'm like, oh, man. And I'm like, God, when you have lived and done this career for a long time, it's like, how many sacrifices do we got to make? But I'm like, poor girl. She was like so hard. And I said, we got to, we'll figure it out. And so what I try to do, Nikki, is this. A week later, I went to Macy's or Nordstrom and I bought her luggage. And I'm like, you're going to be on this plane flying back and forth.
Yeah,
and we did that for like 3 months, maybe 5 months. And, it doesn't last. So
I was going to say, because I was like, if you're that in love, if you feel like there's potential, maybe love can, beat all odds. But what happened? She got tired of doing it, or you, or a mixture?
Yeah, no, you know what? It's just long distance. I don't know who can do long distance relationships like that, but it's tough. It's tough because, she has her life here at home, and she likes a more predictable, set life, and mine was a bit kind of out there, as you would know. We have our careers are just kind of not that relatable to everybody, but
I know. And we have to be so vulnerable, and sometimes, not always, but share personal things or share about it. And some people, they can't handle that. But honestly, I think the only people that can handle long distance relationships are the people that have issues with commitment, that actually don't want to be around their person.
You have a point.
All the time.
That's a really good point, Nikki. I never thought of that.
Because I just because of my career and my profession, same thing. I move around a lot. I've lived all over SoCal, and I've dated people most of the time that live an hour, up to a couple hours away from me, just because.
And how does that work? Is that far? Is that too far, or does that work for you?
It works for me. I mean, when I was actually living with someone, that was the best, because it was so nice to come home and your person is there and maybe already started dinner and you can snuggle. And I remember the first week I was like, oh my God, I get to see you every day. Like we can maybe go out to dinner on a Wednesday. Like this is where before it was only on the weekends we'd see each other, and I'd go there, she'd come to me, and we would spend the whole weekend together. But then it's also like, you're not doing other things all the time, like because you only get that weekend. You're spending basically like the whole weekend with that person. So it's like it's kind of like you're married on the weekend and then you're single during the week. Yes, you kind of snap back and forth between two lives almost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's a good point, though. So that was my story. That was it. It was the sacrifices of our career. Oh no! There you go. Okay. Shout out to Kay. Yeah, shout out to Kay. Okay, my 10 minutes. So today, I was debating on a couple things, but I think I'm going to talk about sometimes the crazy things that we do for love or for our looks or to attract someone. And I've definitely done some crazy things, that's for sure. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good shape, and I go to the gym. I have a pretty good body, but except for my stomach, I've never had a six-pack, never been super toned. And they came out with this thing called M-Sculpt. I don't know. Have you ever heard of it?
M-Sculpt, no.
They put something either on your stomach. You could do multiple parts too. You could do your glutes, but it basically like vibrates.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
And I can handle pain. I feel like I'm pretty good with pain.
Right.
But let me tell you, this was fucking painful. So they strap you in,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we'll start off on the low level. Let me just get the hang of it. And even on the low level, Freddie, I felt like the machine was ripping my insides out. Like I felt like
Oh
my
my God.
stomach was, I was like,
You
are
felt
you
like your liver was going to end up on the other side of your your abdomen.
I was like, wait a minute, why does this feel? Is this right? Am I supposed to be feeling this way? Is it like, how do people do this shit? So I'm like, please stay with me, don't leave me. So she stays in the room with me, and I'm like slowly letting her ease up, and finally we get to the point where it's on 50%, and at 50%, I'm like, I cannot take another second of it, and I forgot now how long you do it for, if it's 15 or 20 minutes, because I did it a little while ago. But I will say I felt a little more toned. I think the other day I'm like, ooh, I look
Oh,
slightly
nice.
more toned, just the
Okay.
tiniest little bit. And you're
Yeah.
supposed to go, quite a few times in a row. I didn't, continue and do that. But I did look a little more toned, but it didn't last long. And I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe you get more used to it as time goes on, but I legit felt like, okay, my liver's here, my kidney's there. I don't know.
You're like, is something wrong? Like, do you know what's happening to me right now?
I know. Is this safe? Is this okay to do?
You don't want to end up as one of those stories, Nikki, where it's like, all right, patient walks in to get the sculpting done, and now
I know. Oh my God. And then there was another time. I wasn't doing this specifically for this girl, but she just happened to be around at the time I was doing it. I got a CO2 laser done on my hands.
Oh.
And part of it was because I got an endorsement. So I was working
nice.
with the center, and I endorse them if they do different things for me. So she does the CO2 laser on both of my hands. And this is one of the most extreme lasers that they can do. And okay. I have it almost looks like squares. Like my hand looks like a check. Yeah, like a checkboard or so, a checkerboard.
Right.
I have all these marks all over my hands because it takes a while to heal. And for like a couple weeks, you need to put ointment on it and, try to keep them away from things and concealed. And I'm trying not to touch anything. So I have a second date with this girl.
Okay.
And first time she saw me, I was fine. I was normal, did not have this done. In between seeing her again, I had this done. And I'm like, okay, just to let you know, I had a CO2 laser done. And it was Christmas time. And I got us tickets to this awesome lighting display. And it was so romantic and really cool. And I'm like, I'm going to want to hold your hand, but she can't touch my hand. So I got plastic gloves, like the lunch ladies do. I put that over my hands. Right. Then I put regular gloves on. So we're out and I'm like holding hands with her with like my gloves on, and my hands are kind of hurting, but I'm trying not to be a baby, and trying to, and we end up having like a really good time. And she comes back to my place and I take my gloves off, and we're sitting on the couch. And so this is only the second date. So, we haven't kissed yet. Like nothing has happened between us. And I'm trying to like figure out where to like put my arms and my hands because they're like bright red and like all gooey from the ointment. And
wait, has she asked about why you have the gloves on? I mean, so you told her, right? Or,
yeah, she knew. She knew it all, but and she doesn't seem the type to be, I don't know, that much into looks or high maintenance. And I feel like it was the biggest turnoff for her that I like can't hold her hand or whatever, that I'm all like,
right.
She was like, why would you do this? Why? And I'm like,
does she do this all the time? Like, what is this?
Yeah. She was like, I don't think you needed to do anything. I saw your hands a week ago. They were fine. Like what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's going to build the collagen. It's, it smooths out your hands. They're going to look amazing after. But we did not go on a third date after that. That was
Is it because your hands were scrunching with all that plastic? And that's so weird.
I think I scared the girl away. I scared the girl away.
Oh man. See the things we do for our work.